College basketball is roaring back after the Christmas break, and Saturday's slate is absolutely stacked with marquee matchups. 17 of the 25 ranked teams hit the floor, and for most major conferences, this marks the first official weekend of conference play. That means rivalries, intensity, and games that actually matter in the standings. Let's break down the biggest matchups and the picks you need to know. Kentucky travels to Alabama in a game that could go either way. The Wildcats quietly closed out the calendar year with 4 straight wins, including impressive victories over St. John's and Indiana after a rough 5-4 start. Things are looking up in Lexington, but Alabama presents a serious challenge. The Crimson Tide can match Kentucky's backcourt personnel and has the pace to push the Wildcats into uncomfortable territory. This should be a close battle, with Alabama winning but Kentucky covering the 5.5-point spread. The Wildcats have found their footing and won't go down easy. BYU heads to Kansas State after enjoying 12 days off for Christmas break. The Cougars are 12-1 and loaded with talent, but the layoff could be a factor. This game comes down to transition defense. Kansas State loves to push the pace for quick buckets, and BYU hasn't shied away from up-tempo games. The key is whether the Cougars can build a wall in transition and recover to the shooters. Kansas State's defense is the worst unit on the floor, and BYU has too many weapons to exploit. Issa Dibinsa can pick apart mismatches, while Richie Saunders and Rob Wright can find hot spots all over the floor. Even on the road, BYU has 4 of the best 5 players at any given moment. Kansas State can hang around with quick strike scoring and individual brilliance, but BYU's schematic advantages and superior talent should prevail. Take Kansas State to cover the 7.5-point spread in what should be a competitive game. Tennessee visits Arkansas in an SEC opener that has all the makings of a defensive slugfest. The Razorbacks are perfect at home this season and welcomes the Volunteers into Bud Walton Arena. The Razorbacks took their defense to another level against Louisville in December while dominating the offensive glass. If Trevon Brazile and Malik Ewin can step up again, Arkansas should remain undefeated at home. Lay the 2.5 points and take the Razorbacks to protect their home court. Duke travels to Florida State as massive favorites, and for good reason. The Blue Devils are 12-1 and firing on all cylinders. Florida State's only realistic path to an upset is draining an absurd number of three-pointers. Everything else screams Duke dominance. The Seminoles are a poor defensive rebounding team, and opponents like Georgia, Florida, and North Carolina all grabbed 15-plus offensive boards against them. Cooper Flagg, Cameron Boozer, and Malik Brown should feast on the glass. Duke's shift to playing Caden Boozer alongside Caleb Foster in a 2-point guard look creates massive advantages against Florida State's relentless ball pressure. Having 2 capable point guards to break that first wave should unlock easy opportunities. Florida State doesn't have enough ball handlers outside of McCray to consistently attack Duke's switchable defense. If Duke controls the tempo, dominates the glass, and protects the 3-point line, they'll run away with this one. Take Duke to cover the 14.5-point spread. Purdue heads to Wisconsin in a Big Ten showdown between 2 solid teams. The Boilermakers are the better squad and should win, but 6.5 points is a lot to lay on the road against a Wisconsin team that's been competitive and has the personnel to match up. If Nolan Winter can keep Trey Kaufman-Renn in check, this could stay close throughout. Take Wisconsin to cover the spread, even if Purdue walks away with the victory. Conference play is here, and the stakes just got real. Every game matters now, and Saturday's action will set the tone for the rest of the season. For complete coverage of all the top college basketball matchups and expert picks throughout the season, subscribe to USA Today News. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss the biggest games and storylines as conference play heats up.